What is up, guys? This is Jake, first F&M Tilk here, and today I'm going to be talking to you about attending a Grand Prix or an Open. So many of you may be inexperienced with this, or it may be your very first time, and I'm going to try and make that a little bit easier for you. First of all, tournament prep. The first thing is to get your reps in, okay? Whether it be playing online or playing as much as you can with friends from your locals, you need to make sure that you get your reps in with your deck, or else you're not going to be as well prepared as you should be for entering this tournament. So I recommend that you know your deck inside and out, and how to sideboard and all of your matchups inside and out. That way, you're confident with your deck choice. If you're not confident with your deck choice, you're probably not going to do too well in the tournament, unless you're a god of some sort. Another thing is have a sideboard plan. If you do not have a sideboard plan, then you're going to be in big trouble. You need to know what's good and what's bad against certain matchups, and you can figure this out a lot from articles, such as the ones on StarCityGames.com, or by just trial and error. What I do a lot of times is I have a little piece of paper that I keep in my pocket. On that piece of paper are just ideas of what is good and what is bad against certain matchups that I take from articles and from playtesting, and I kind of mix and match throughout the tournament instead of staying with one thing consistently, although in a lot of matchups I do stick with one thing consistently. So it's just very important to make sure that you have a sideboard plan ready to go, because you're going to play 2 out of your 3 games sideboarded. So you're going to play more sideboard games than you are regular. What's in my bag? When I go to a tournament, I have a deck box with my deck in it, a fresh pack of sleeves. You want to put a fresh pack of sleeves on before a major tournament. That way your cards shuffle better. A play mat. Some people prefer to play without one. A life pad, or else they'll charge you for one at the event. Dice. You're going to need those, or else you're going to look casual when you're asking your opponent, can I borrow your dice? Snacks. You got to make sure you are not hungry during the event. If you're hungry during the event and your brain is craving food, then it's not going to have the full potential that it's going to give you if you were full already. A drink. You need to make sure that you're well hydrated during this event. These things should be obvious. I also, in my backpack, keep a box with miscellaneous format staples. So like if I play in a standard tournament and say I play in a standard open, right? And I don't do so well with the deck I played with in the standard open, then I can play the second choice I would have had for that tournament in the standard classic the next day. So that's why I keep a box with miscellaneous format staples or other decks with me. I keep potential sideboard options for both of those decks. So for instance, when I went to Grand Prix Atlanta last weekend, I realized, I want to say the night before at about 1 o'clock in the morning, that I wanted to play 2 Invigorated Rampage in my sideboard. Did I bring that card with me? Absolutely not. It was not something that I thought to include in my little box. So what I did was I asked one of my friends, and it was actually really nice of him to pick me up the 2 copies of Invigorated Rampage. So you need to make sure you're not scrambling at the last moment when you get to a tournament before you submit your deck list, because you're supposed to submit your deck list before 9 o'clock when the tournament starts. Most of them start around 9. So shout outs to Will Compare for hooking me up with those Invigorated Rampages. And that's gonna get me going on to my next point here. How to handle the tournaments. What you need to do is you need to sit down and focus. If you're not focused on playing Magic well and you have other things on your mind, you're not going to do so well. Don't be thinking about the dogs at home. Don't be thinking about that girl that broke your heart. Just focus on crushing the tournament. Don't let misplays ruin your day. A lot of people get incredibly upset when they misplay, or they know that a misplay costs them the game. Just because it might have cost you the game or the match doesn't mean that the rest of the tournament should be influenced by that decision. In fact, if you learn from that misplay and then you play well for the rest of the tournament, then you might just make top 8. You never know. Don't tilt out, aka don't get angry, because you're not going to play to your full potential when you're tilted. You're going to oversee things, and you're not going to play very tight. And you're not going to be a very pleasurable person to play against. Call the judge when you have any discrepancies. This is very important because there are cheaters in Magic the Gathering. Whether you want to believe it or not, people do cheat. And it's something that all the judges around try to minimize, and that's great. But you also need to be alert when people try to cheat. And also, calling a judge if you have any sort of issue at all is kind of an important thing to do. Because, for instance, when I was at GP Atlanta last weekend, I got the judge called on me, I want to say 3 times, and 2 of those 3 times were because I forgot my Rampaging Ferocidon trigger like a dum-dum. That's just one I just can't remember for some reason. So it's important to call the judge because they'll know exactly how to fix the game state, because you don't want to get a game loss for really messing up the game. And another thing is eat eat. Did I mention eat? It's very important to eat. This is something I personally have problems doing because I'm always too stressed out to eat, or like my stomach's really upset, but it's very important to eat because if you don't eat, then you're not gonna play as efficiently as you would otherwise. And I mentioned that earlier in the video. Rinse and repeat. Follow all this again in day 2. It's very, very, very pertinent that you stay on top of your game. You don't wanna get angry. You don't wanna let misplays ruin your day. You need to call the judge if there's any sort of problem. You gotta eat and you gotta focus, man. But honestly, I think the most important thing is to make friends with your opponents. I have made so many friends through Magic the Gathering at large tournaments. It's so simple just to ask somebody to add you on Facebook, because you can make a connection with them forever. You know, they could end up being one of your best friends one day. And that's kind of why I just want to show you guys all these random Magic pictures I have. I have so many more than this, but like, I have met so many of my great friends through Magic the Gathering, and I wouldn't have it any other way. So just be friendly to your opponents, because it just makes the game so much better. So even if you're having a bad day or you're having a bad run in the tournament, just try to be as friendly as you can, even if you're upset. This is a very important motivational tool. You need to set a goal, and you have to keep trying for that goal, no matter how hard it gets. Okay, so my goal, me, Jake Tilk, my goal is to make the Pro Tour. I have been so close so many times. I can't let that stop me from doing what I need to do. I know so many people that have quit Magic the Gathering because they couldn't accomplish their goal, because they got frustrated, because they got overwhelmed. They didn't feel like they were good enough. But the truth is, you didn't stick around with the game long enough or try enough times. It's only a matter of time statistically until you do accomplish your goal. X amount of tries, your goal is going to be accomplished. And X amount of practice, your goal is going to be accomplished. So just keep at it. I'd like to thank you for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. Follow my friend at Death and Stuff on Twitter, because he's actually the one who submitted some ideas that I used in this video. If you have any video ideas, please drop them in the comment section below. I'd love to hear them. Always looking for new ideas, and I hope the microphone quality is better, because I did in fact buy a new microphone. One of my goals is to make this YouTube channel somewhere where people can come to learn about Magic the Gathering and kind of understand what it's like from a very competitive player's point of view who travels every single weekend. So thank you very much for following at FirstFNM on Twitter or twitch.tv/SnuggerSquad. My name is Jake First FNM Tilk, and have a great day.